Hello, good morning once again. Welcome to Dance Code Tutorials. I hope you guys are there. If you can hear me properly, please in the comments you can tell me you're hearing properly. Then I will start. Yeah, Felix, we're going to be doing on that. We're going to be working on that. I'll be checking the charts. Will be popping in through as we are going through probably our next session. So I'll be getting everything. Is the sound okay? If the sound is okay, then you can do what you can tell me. Mic is low. Increase on it. Just a minute here. Let me just add something. All right, you guys can hear me? All right, getting some feedback. So are you guys able to hear me? Are you guys able to hear me? I think you are. So I'm just going to be monitoring from this other side. So if you guys are hearing me properly, then I'm good to go. Felix, you hearing me? Felix and Shamim, I think you're the ones there. Hey, a bit low again. A bit low. A bit low. A bit low again here. So how about there? Am I audible now properly? I think because I can see here on the bars. Let me check through the chart. Can you hear me now properly? That's okay, that's clear now. All right, so we're going to you just don't do what you just don't. We're going to be looking at that. So meaning from today, starting from today, we'll be trading or analyzing using YouTube. We'll be live every day, 10:30 to 11:30. I had that challenge of the audio. After this, I'm going to figure it out. I don't know why it's serving that, but I'm going to settle it. So if you have any comments about it, you can still let me know, and then I'll be figuring out how to work it out. All right, so V10, crash 500. Yesterday, by the way, no one came in. No one came in, so I had to do what? I had to find a way. I had to actually analyze on my own yesterday. So yesterday, my simple analysis was this crash 500. You remember we were anticipating on a daily. Let's go back to H4. Let me remove now these that are no longer needed. Actually, that one is a bit somehow needed. Let's first remove this. Let's first remove that. Delete. Remove this. Now it's no longer needed. It has served its purpose. It reached the TP level. Those who remember that, I hope you took your money there. You can see exactly our TP level. Those who remember, our first TP level was that, and it was hit yesterday. The second TP was this other one, this other big one. Right now we are in consolidation. We may see it actually follow that to the second TP, we may not. But from yesterday's analysis, that's where I had said we will see a consolidation come back to this level here. A consolidation, a retest to come back to this level here on this candle here. And if you can see, actually it came back to it. So where we are currently is we are somehow seeing a consolidation happening. So if we are seeing consolidation happening, then we anticipate probably at the end of the consolidation we may see it go back there, and then from this very level, sales will be starting. According to H4, remember, we're supposed to be selling. It's been overbought for some time. According to daily, we should be buying. That's why we are continuing with the buy. That's why buys are still having a big momentum. And according to weekly, of course, it's a retest to take us back to that order block, or to get that liquidity up above there. Then we move into sales, because that's what weekly is showing us. So for now, I'm going to delete this and this. This is needed. I'll just delete that for now, and then we wait. This one has already also served the purpose. This, not yet. We're not sure if it is going to go down. If it breaks this level, then we'll be looking for sales, by the way. If it breaks this level here, on H4, this is H4 time frame currently. So if it breaks this order block on H1 there, then we'll be looking for sales, short sales, not big sales. You will be looking for probably sales not to exceed this level here, not to exceed a level like that, not to exceed a level like this. So that is if it breaks this level here. If it breaks this order block, then we'll be looking for that. But according to what we see here, if we can draw some of these trend lines, then we could somehow see it's sort of a what? It's sort of a descending triangle. It's making sort of a descending triangle, and we all know that descending triangles, they are bilateral chart patterns, meaning it can break either side. It can break going down, it can break going up. But looking from the previous where the momentum even is, looking from this level, the buy momentum that is there, we anticipate a breakout to the up. That's where the big bias is to the buys. That's where we'll be looking at mostly. But like I always tell you guys, sometimes you anticipate a manipulation. So if a manipulation happens, you be ready, because it may give you a fake breakout here, then to only get back into the buy. But most of the times, descending triangles, when they are found on the resistance levels, you always want to be cautious, because when it is found on the resistance levels, then your higher chances are for buy, for sales, because the anticipation will be this. Higher chances are for buys. When you found it on resistance levels, because it has to break going down on the flat surface down below. That's where most of the times it does that. But for now, because of the momentum we are seeing, and because we are in a long-term buy, then we can anticipate a continuation of a buy here, because of what? Because of the momentum we can see, and because of this descending triangle. So I hope we are all good. Yesterday I didn't do it on YouTube. I was just doing it on my own to make my own trades. So I did actually do it. After that, it's when I was doing what? It's when I started to set up the YouTube, how I would do the setup. So I set it up yesterday, I scheduled the live for today. It's only that I forgot to send it to you earlier than today morning. So, but you'll be getting the link earlier than today morning. So probably for tomorrow, you may get it today after the meeting. I will, after this session, I will immediately schedule it for tomorrow. So we'll be keeping time. All right, so that's for. If you have a question, please you're free to ask. I'll be seeing it in the chats, in the comment section there, and then but by tomorrow I'll be looking at how I'll be bringing your comments in my chats on the live feed immediately. So don't worry about that. I'm going to work on it, and the comments or the questions you ask, they will be popping up here in my chat window, in my live feed here. All right. Well, using the same link, because I actually closed the meeting around 10:50, around 10:50 there. Yeah, because I waited from 10:35. Yeah, I waited from 10:35 and say once it clocks to 50, I'll close the meeting and continue with my own analysis. Yeah. All right. So now let's jump to Boom 1000. Boom 1000. So Boom 1000, as we all remember, the last time we analyzed it together, I had put my sell stops here. These are sell stops. I wanted, when it gets to that level, my sales be activated. Now it hasn't. It almost activated them there, but like I had told you guys, sometimes it gives you a fake breakout. So I was lucky that I had put them just below there, that they were never activated. If they are activated right now, I'll be in floating losses. So I'm waiting. We are waiting, because those who remember how we've been following it up, you see we've been in that rising wedge for some time. That is according to daily, and right now you can see we had that engulfing bearish candle that broke out of the rising wedge, and now then we had that retest. That was yesterday, I believe. That was yesterday. Then today we can see that the sales are on. So right now it's just a matter of waiting out of that breakout, the breakout to happen properly, then the sales will start. So if you guys are okay, you can still also put the sell stops. There are some people who don't love them. You can just wait once it breaks the levels down below where I've put my sell stops. Then you can have your entries, risk-free entries for sales. All right, I think that's it from on this Boom 1000. Any questions on Boom 1000? If you do, guys, you just you can just send your question or your addition into the chats, and then we can look at it. All right, as you do that, I want to now jump to V10. So V10, it actually hit our TP level. It has hit our TP level. Those who remember the analysis was the first TP was this. And of course it reached there, but that was that was a small, like, you couldn't risk for that. Then the other one was that you can see that it actually hit TP immediate after the breakout. It had no interruptions. It had no interruptions after the breakout. So excuse me. So now, currently where we are, we can see that it has even hit that one. This is the actual TP. This whole move here is the actual TP, and that is where we can see where it hit. And right now you can see that once it reached that level, resistance started immediately. This is H4. You can see how weird those candles are. It's a market I wouldn't want to mess with because of how because of the formation of the candles there. So all these are no longer necessary. We've already served the purpose. Delete. And this one too, I believe so. This is H4. Yeah, delete. Now we look at daily. Daily, we are still having a high momentum buy. We have a break of structure there on H4, so return to break of structure is what we can anticipate. Return to break of structure here, return to break of structure. So until it comes back to this, or even to this level here, to this order block, the order block that gave us this order block that gave us this fair value gap, and that I wouldn't continue with the buys. So meaning, if I was to put my fib, I would only be looking at this level that gave us that high. This is the low that gave us that high. So if this is the low that gave us that high, you can see that this fair value gap is actually in the discount. So meaning, if it comes down below, we'll be looking for buys. I wouldn't look for buys just here unless if it is a return to order block. Sometimes it will do that, but most of the times it exceeds and comes all the way here to take the early buyers who are buying from these levels here and here. It may come all the way to this fair value gap on this candle here, or on this order block, the order block that gave us the fair value gap there. So we wait for that, and then we have our clear entries for buys. Clear entries for buys, because we know that on the daily we are still having a strong buy momentum. On the weekly, it's a retest to grab liquidity on that level, and we've reached it actually, but then there's another level there, and this is a big liquidity on weekly that we left. So will we reach there? That's a question to ask. We will see if it will reach there actually, because that's so meaning price has to come to that level. We wait and see. If the analysis is on point, then we will be having entries. Actually, there will be swing entries for us to sell this asset from all the way up there down below. So let's go back to our H4. Now we anticipate for that. Right here, looking at the resistance where it is, I could actually now slope down to my M15, probably H1. H1, we have sort of a double top there. We have sort of a double top, but I would rather now go to M15, see if there is sort of a pattern. Not really, so I would just use H1. break of this level, break of that level, then we know that sales are on to come and grab. It will be a retest to come and grab liquidity on these levels in the discount level there. So delete this, no longer needed. Delete this. Yeah, so this one can be deleted too. Now the chart is somehow clear. Delete that too, and delete this too. This one is still needed because we're not sure if it won't come back. According to daily, we have a break of structure. Okay, yeah. All right, so that's what we can see currently, and I'll leave it at in H1. So if there is a breakout here, then you'll be knowing that our double top is on, so we'll be selling it all the way down below to the discount level for us to have clear entries for the buys to continue. All right, hope we are on the same level. Hope we are on the same level. So now let's roll to what? To another asset, V75. So V75, we had start from daily. The liquidity grab hasn't happened yet. Yesterday we sort of got a double bottom on H4 from that level there. So delete this, delete that. We sort of got a double bottom. Remember, this is a fair value gap that price is reacting from, and looking at that fair value gap, it's not, I may say it's not in the discount. Let's see, it may be on the retest on the 50% of fib. Let's look at that. Yeah, it is actually in the discount, it is below, so it is below, it is found in the discount. So looking at that, that tells us that it may not continue down. We may now see it actually into buys now that it has given us a double bottom, and now we may anticipate entries once it breaks there. Break of that level, and somehow I've been noticing retests after breakout after breakouts on what? On double tops and double bottoms. So that's what I'll be looking at. It may not reach back to this level, it may just stay in between there, and it gives us something like that. So that's what I'll be looking at. Delete. Now this level, this move here has been confirmed to come to this and then return, so no need for it at all. This one, not yet. That liquidity has not been grabbed yet, but I think now that it has tried to return from this level, we may not see it, so delete it for now. And yeah, now we wait for that to play out, for this to play out, and for that to play out. H1, H4 price is above MA, daily price is not yet above MA. So on this very candle, I will wait for a retest. This candle, the breakout returned into here. Now this very candle has to breakout. If it breaks out properly, then on H4 I will be waiting for the close of this candle. All right, that's it on this very asset, that is V75. If you have a question, please, as usual, pop it up in the chat. I'll be able to see it and I will reply you, or I will respond to it. All right, now let's roll to V50. V50, I'm already in a buy. I think this buy, I put it yesterday when I was analyzing, like I told you. Price had already reached this support level. That is a support level on, let me see, looking from the left, that's an order block on H4, so it was a support. So currently I'm in a buy and it's already in profits. I should put my SL at break even, so that I don't forget just there. Hey, need to come back for it. Okay, anyway, now there's on H4, there's something we see here. That's a break of structure there. That's a break of structure. This may be a return to break of structure and then continue to sell, because in the long run, we know, according to our analysis, we were anticipating to first grab liquidity there for it to continue to sell, but it has not grabbed that liquidity according to daily. According to daily, it has not grabbed the liquidity yet. We were looking at grabbing that liquidity on that order block so that we can continue to sell. But looking at where it grabbed the liquidity, I mean, it stopped from, it was this small order block here. That was a small order block where it stopped. So this green candle we see currently may be a return to the breaker block on H4, or it may be actually going back inside that pattern, inside that shape that we have there. So we just have to be, that's why I've pulled my stop loss into break even, so that I'm not risking the sell may come back or it may not. For where we are, this is not a significant breakout on daily. That's why I'm somehow hopeful. But again, on H4, it may be a significant. Now, looking on H4, if I can minimize, it's a clear buy. Looking on H4, it's confirmed by our CCI down below. It's confirmed by our CCI there, and so giving us a clear buy opportunity. But now, like how we know that price doesn't move in a straight line, we might see a retest either back here or even down below, meaning it will be taking me out. But if all goes to how it should be, on H4 price, we may see price come back all the way to this level, even to take us all the way back to these other levels. So I want us to have those marked. Let me delete these ones. We already know what we are looking for. So these are no longer needed. And let's see. We want price to reach there, so these ones we can leave them there, and we wait for what will happen here in these coming hours. So we'll be waiting for that. You guys, I don't know if you'll be able to get an entry. Of course, as usual, the entries, you can always look for them in H1 and H4. And looking at H1, the buy is having enough momentum, so we may look at, I may actually have my TP, first TP there. If it makes a retest, I will have another entry later on, but right now I have my one entry submitted in. So if it makes, let's see, there's a fair value gap on H1 that it left back. Probably it will retest from that fair value gap here and then continue. So we wait for what the market will present to us. All right, anything you guys are seeing? CCI is showing a buy on H4. Yes, exactly. V50. Yes, that's what we are looking at. Yeah, so we are good to go on H4. So if you haven't entered, you may actually wait for a retest, probably on H1 or on M15, but I would rather now wait probably on H1 and make an entry there. Make an entry. This was a sort of a heads, an inverted heads and shoulder according to H1. So a sort of an inverted heads and shoulder there. This was a breakout on the neckline. Then it reacted back, then started to move into buys. So that's how we can conclude with it. All right, now jump 25. Jump 25 reached the TP level there. Those who remember, those who were with us on the meeting, as usual, I told you price respects these levels. It always comes to do the same move here. This is the move that gave us our TP level. You can see that it is exactly where it stopped at. That is the level, and you can see it touched it, immediately went down. Are you guys understanding that? So that's what we've been seeing. So we no longer need these. This was what we wanted to take us where. What was that? Daily? Is it a daily? Yeah, it was a sort of a daily, but then this falling wedge was in H4, so this is nothing to use. It's nothing to use now. Delete now. Where we are currently, let's first look at daily. Daily, we are still having momentum for buys. Weekly, we also supposed to be buying. So we can see that on a weekly we broke structure. But we haven't gotten a return to break a block. So currently, that's why we can see the buy trend losing momentum. So if it is losing momentum, it means we are looking at sales. And you can see according to H4, sales have somehow started. Sales have started. Let's see. Sales have started. Delete all these. What am I deleting? Open. Delete. Okay, so we know that we have a breaker block here, and the breaker block is this big. That's the breaker block that we have there. But again, we may actually use this one. So return here, return to that level, then probably bounce off. So let's look at that. Is this all broke in discount? Yes, it is. It is actually in discount. It is in discount. That means price, we anticipate now price to come to that, and then wait a minute, this is daily. I want to look for the one in weekly, not daily. So things now become tough. So let's go to weekly. Where is the breaker block? Same place. Okay, same place even on the weekly. That's where the breaker block is. But this is not the one according to weekly that it gave us that high. So this low is the one that gave us that high. So if we are to calculate that, but that high hasn't confirmed yet, because that candle hasn't closed. But if we were to use that, it means we'll be looking at this level or this level, where price will actually return back to. So we need to be ready for anything to happen, but for now we will follow daily to come to this level, and then continue to buys as the weekly candle closes. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The weekly candle hasn't closed, so we can't conclude that we have a high yet. We don't have a high. It hasn't given us another new high. So we'll be looking at something like this on the daily to bring us back to this breaker block, so that this high is used later on. So return to breaker block and then sell, buys again come through according to daily. Then on the weekly we'll be closing out on that candle there. We'll be closing out on this candle to close. Right, H4. Now how do we enter this? That's the question. So can we have sell entries? Let's look at it. So price is giving us sort of an expanding triangle or an expanding rising wedge. That's the pattern we can see. That's the pattern we can see that is being created. Sort of an expanding triangle or wedge. Yeah, so that's what I may see. So price is dancing within that level. So as it does that, we know that we'll be actually looking at sales later on to break out. All right, so that's what we'll be anticipating. So any breakouts here, as usual, retest. Anticipation is very important. To wait. No one is putting you on pressure to make entries. So you need to wait for better entries. So something like that, and you enter. If it closes back inside, then you have no entry. As usual, you know how we do this. So no pressure at all, but waiting for something like that, and you make your entries. That is jump 25. Let me check. Do we have a question? Not really. So we continue to boom 500. So boom 500. I made my those who remember, I made my I put my sell limits up there. That was, I think, H4. I put my sell limits on that order block, waiting for price to reach there to activate, and then I have my sells. It's still failing to do it, so currently it's in a selling trend. It's in a selling trend. You can see this. See that, then that means this is this. That's what it means. It means we had a fake breakout there. So when we come back inside, yeah. So currently, according to H1, we are seeing something like that. Fake breakout, continue down inside. So somehow what I was waiting for, it may not happen to reach that level again. So it means if we have a breakout on this level, then the sells will be on. If we have a breakout on this level here, on this level, although we have wait, this is from each other side. That's doing this. What is it doing here? This was already a return to break a block. So what is D1 weekly? What is weekly saying? We are done retesting, so we should be selling. But yet price action says we have a break a block. We have a break a block. We have a break of structure there. So sales should be taking us back here to the break a block. Alright. We have a new high there. That's the high. Hey, that kind of closed. Wow. So sales are on. Sales are on. The candle, the weekly candle has already been closed. So we delete all these. Delete. Now we know that what is this? Okay, delete it for now. Can delete it. Okay. Now let's make the chart clean again. Let's make it clean again. This is what D1. This has already served its purpose. Delete. We'll do it later on. So delete. Alright, so we have that in H4 and H1. So if we have a breakout, then we know that sales will be on to take us all the way to this level here. We'll be looking at taking out this level, because on the weekly you can see that we have a high there, that candle closed, and this candle somehow it is a sell. So it is a buy currently, but we can see it has it's still not decided. And looking on the daily, we are almost breaking through to the sales, because we are supposed to be selling according to daily. According to daily, we are supposed to be selling. Even our CCI confirms that. So once it breaks out of that rising wedge, then we'll have our sales to take us all the way down below. So this one should be here and here. So that's what I'll be waiting for according to H4 and H1. So any questions on boom 1000, boom 500? That's what we are waiting for. Sells when it breaks out of that falling, rising wedge. All right, I think we have no question. Now we go to our last asset, which is a C, which is jump 10. Jump 10, yeah, it broke out. Oh, yesterday, even the other day. Okay, okay, the anticipation was there to return and then continue, but now it has reached. Those who remember, I told you that this same move here will be the same move here, and that's what we are seeing. So it's continuing to come to this order block. It has reached the order block, so the TP level has been reached. So meaning we are going to see buys later on, because now we've reached that order block. Those who remember the analysis, we've been following it. We've been following this for some good time. So edge, delete. All right, delete. So we'll be waiting for this. We'll wait for this now to happen. Now that it has reached the support level, but looking on weekly, we know that we should be continuing to sell. Now that it failed to make a new high there, according to weekly, we should be continuing to sell. So let's look at the liquidity left back. According to weekly, yes, there's a liquidity there that it left back. Though it was somehow tapped by this candle, probably it will not get there, so it may come back to that candle. So let's look at what is that. So it may come back to this order block. We may not see it come to this. This is where the liquidity would have been. Delete. So we may not see it come back to. This level. We may actually see it come back to that level. So wait, we have two levels where price may react back to. So this or that one. So two levels here that we may anticipate price to actually react back to. So that's what we'll be looking at, either here or there, for us to make conclusive decisions. All right, I think that's it for today. That's it for today. We'll be now looking for entries later on. So before we close the this session, this is still playing within here. That's descending triangle. and you can see buys are in. Boom 1000, we are still waiting for that to happen. V10 1S breakout to this on this level is what we're waiting for, to have a risk-free entry. Those who have a risk appetite like me would enter on this next candle of H1. V75, of course, waiting for that to happen. If it fails to happen, then it may still see liquidity pull to grab it from all the way to this, from this layer down order block. That would be another level for which to grab the liquidity from. And yeah, I think that's it on this level. Then V50 is continuing, the buy is continuing, so those who haven't entered probably will enter when it gets to this level, because when it gets to that level it has to react, it has to make a retracement. So those who haven't entered, wait for it to reach this order block here, that is on H1. You may see a reaction. When it gets there, then the retest, then have your entries from that level. Jump 25, something that we're waiting for there, breakout. Also this breakout on H4 and H1. This is a boom 500, then jump 10. Of course, now we're going to be looking for entries for buys. They may take days, in that it has to somehow consolidate or give us a fake breakout, then come again like that. So now that we've reached this level that we've been looking for to reach, we will have to wait a bit more to first sort it out itself with a consolidation, and then we get a clear entry for us to have the buys. And as you can see on CCI, that we've reached 10% down below there on CCI. All right, let me say a good day to you guys. Thanks for showing up and for supporting. Exactly 1 hour that we've used. I want to wish you a good day. Of course, in our group, the group is still available. You can always share entry points, like how we've discussed. Now, if you see an entry point, you can always pop up a text, a chat in our group, and let us know how we can actually enter together. So otherwise, thank you so much for trading with me and analyzing the charts together here. It's been a nice day. So don't worry, we'll be here. Some of the times I'll be looking at how I can make it to what I'll be looking at how to add our Google Meet. Some of the times I will integrate our Google Meet for some other questions. So I'll probably be doing it once every week. Probably on Wednesday I'll be adding a Google Meet. But now it may be tricky. I'll see first how to do it. Then I'll let you know, guys. But otherwise, let me wish you a good day, and see you tomorrow.